Oh, stream is broadcasting, and then when the stream is live, and it is. Hello, everyone. Whoops, I didn't start the backup audio recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
I am Christiana Ellis, the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jenny Meltzer as Zaleen.
Hi.
Paul Fisher as Zinhorn Windborn.
Good evening.
Chooch Schubert as Sequential.
Hello, hello.
Mark Kilfoyle as Nedry.
I only have one question. Can my friend save me?
And alas, we are missing both a Starla and a Viv tonight for reasons that are not related to D&D, so we're not going to get into that. But that's okay, so we're going to proceed anyway. So let's talk a little bit about last time. Last time ended in a very tense place. We've got our gnome wizard friend afflicted by a curse. We've got a lot of talk about trust. You've got an awful meanie in a cage, in a bag, and he doesn't want to tell you the things that you want to know. It's all very complicated, but one of the things I want to just briefly, just say at a very high level to people watching or listening at home is that we talked about a lot of the stuff that kind of went down last time, and I think it's just as an object lesson of when you have a game like this, sometimes you need to check in at both the player and character level. So I'll just illustrate that. But unless anyone has anything you want to cover before we will resume our story already in progress. No? Then,
I think we're good.
all right. So, let's talk about. Let's hang on. I've got weird. Let's get some music on. So, when last we left our heroes, Nedry, afflicted by a curse that will not let him willingly relinquish this circlet that he's wearing. His friends, convinced now that there is a curse and that they need to do something about it. But there was a complicated arrangement wherein it was agreed that they would wait until the next morning rather than seek out some other person who could remove the curse. So that Nedry's friends could attempt to remove the curse from him themselves in the morning. But he is going to be magically compelled to resist them. And so we have had probably a tense night. Carolina felt that she couldn't even stay the night in the castle while this was all still happening. And Zaleen went off with her, but returned shortly before dawn, saying that Carolina had to check into something and would return when she had. And so we'll have to find out what that's about some other time. But does anyone have anything that they wanted to cover that would have occurred overnight, or shall we just go ahead and go to the next morning as the curse-breaking team prepares to go about its task? All right. Everyone is ready to go. So let's bring our players to the map. This is the roof of Sunia di Untorbello, this flying castle currently parked. Everyone is gathered here. Nedry is off to one. So where would you have set yourself up, Nedry?
Is that another, there are other levels there, or?
Not exactly. So down towards the south here, there is an enclosure that is where there used to be a griffin nest and chamber. The the four turrets have the stairs, and then up at the top here is sort of where there are some navigation controls, but it's not really a higher elevation. It's just sort of like a platform.
Okay. Since there's a chair and a table there, he probably would have spent the time there studying,
Okay.
reading, writing.
Right. So, to witness all of this, we have your hosts. We have Yobert and Brennan and Sorashana all present, but they figure they will not intervene unless needed, and so the time has come. The morning has come. After a long rest, Zinhorn has been able to prepare the Remove Curse spell. And so, let's roll initiative.
You did prepare Remove Curse, right, Sunhorn?
Whoops.
Would there be a chance to have done something like cast Mage Armor ahead of time?
Well,
Or
I
what?
mean, it only takes an action to do that, right? So, I mean, I think you could have done that as soon as you see them come up the stairs or something.
Okay. Just because the critical first action may make a difference.
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense that you would have. It lasts for 8 hours, so you wouldn't have had to. You could have cast it just as the sun was rising or something.
Okay.
All right. I
I
yeah.
forgot to click my token before I rolled.
Here, I can add everybody.
See if this works.
Yeah. See, some of you seem definitely able to add yourself to that tracker, and I've had people in my Saturday game say that they're not able to do that, and I don't know what to tell them because they say they can't do it, but I've seen other people do it, so anyway. All right. So, looks like we still need Zelene's.
I added it.
Okay, there we go. So, as you have prepared and gathered, and you make your way onto the roof, what do you say? What do you all say to each other?
Don't hurt him.
I want you all to know that I didn't really want to do it this way, but I couldn't think of another pathway. I know it's confusing, and I wish I could say more. Maybe I'll be able to say more later. But I'd rather it be you than a stranger. It's hard to explain. But in terms of an experiment, I'm really intending to learn a lot here. So, if you do things that I don't know about, things that are unusual, I'll learn a lot more. And it will go better.
So, you have the first initiative, Nedry.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Well, let's open it as we must. Yeah, I have the range. So I cast. Let's see. How big is that? Yep, should be right about there. Sleep in the center of them.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll however many hit points you've got for that.
And I'll cast it at 3rd level. So it will be this one plus this one. See if that comes out at all.
Let's see.
So
Wow.
46.
Okay. So, that's pretty good. So, what are your max hit points at, everybody? I don't.
So yeah,
Does anyone have
Sequential's
less than
30, 38, Trina's 55. So it starts
Okay.
at the lowest, right?
Yeah.
I can't be put to sleep magically.
Okay.
Mine's 33.
Okay. So if it won't work on Zaleen at all, then Zinhorn and Sequential was 33 and 36. Is that right?
38.
30. Okay, well, so that's a little bit awkward in terms of the timing. So, Zinhorn, I think you find that this magical effect sort of, well, what does it look like, Nedry, as you cast it? Is there any visible sort of effect?
So yeah, he's been refining the spell. So he pulls out the feathered crystal pen and draws sheep, and then presses through the sheep that kind of float nicely and hazily out. And then you kind of look at them and get sort of somewhat fixated, and find yourself getting drowsier
Yeah.
if it works.
So everyone kind of shrugs it off a little bit, except then you look over and your dragonborn cleric friend's eyes kind of roll back in his head, and he sort of crumples to the ground and starts. Well, do you snore, you think, Zinhorn? I mean, my instinct would say yes, but I don't want to put that on you. I'll let you decide.
I think he probably does.
Kind of like a sort of a hissy snore, like. I think that's what we established actually in the first night. Okay, so well, as first moves go, putting the guy who can cast the remove curse spell to sleep is not bad.
And then he'll move over there towards the corner.
There's
Okay.
no save on that?
No, it's because it's hit point based. But all it takes to wake you up is for someone to use their action to do it.
Okay.
All right, so sequential.
Sequential's actually going to be. He's going to slap Zenhorn and say, are you okay? Wake up.
Yeah, so you are prone, of course, Zinhorn, but awake now.
Okay.
And as an action.
No, you had to use your action to wake him up.
Okay, so that's the action. Okay.
Yeah, but you have movement and any bonus actions still.
Cool. Bonus. What? Let me see real quick. I can do. Nothing I really want to do. So, movement wise, he's up over there. I guess I will kind of walk over this way.
Okay.
Make a little distance. Spread out a little. Yeah, and then I think that's it. Other than, we certainly don't want to hurt you, Nedry, and I'm not holding any of this against you. I think you've come under a dangerous enchantment.
All right. So, Zaleen.
I am going to hold my action and cast Eldritch Blast at Nedry if he attacks again.
Okay. Now, what would qualify as an attack? Would something like a
Like
sleep
if
spell
he
count?
attempted to do, put people to sleep again, or
Okay.
if he fired off a spell.
If he does anything like towards you guys.
Right.
Okay. Are you going to move, or are you just staying where you are?
I'll stay where I am.
Okay. All right. Do you say anything?
No.
Okay. All right. What's Trina doing?
Trina's charging.
Okay.
Trina has a 40-foot movement, which it looks like is exactly what she needs.
Yeah,
Get up in his
35
face.
would do it. She can get. Yeah, she would have one more square actually.
And rather than swing a weapon, though, she is going to grapple.
Okay. So she will make an athletics check, and you can attempt to resist with acrobatics or athletics, Nedry.
Let's try that one. It's probably not going to work. No.
Okay, so 14
Most of
against
them I
8.
expected, though.
Yeah, so Trina manages to grab the shoulder of your robe and halt your movement for the time being. You briefly struggle, but are not able to get away. So is going to do anything else?
No, that's it for now. Yeah, she just wants to grab a hold of him, hopefully
Did
pin him.
did she use all her movement?
She has just one square, so if it was half speed, she can't drag him back any.
Okay,
Yeah,
that was what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, not yet.
we're on the same page. All right, Zinhorn, it's your turn, but you have to use half your movement to stand up.
Okay. Let me see what my movement is. It's 30. So that means I only have 15, which is 3 squares.
Yep.
So I can move here, and I am going to use my action to cast Bless on all 3 of my
Current allies.
current allies.
I think double check the range. I think sequential might be just out of range for that.
It's 30 foot.
Yeah,
Is the range.
he is 40 feet
Yeah.
away. Now, if you moved to a different spot, you could get everybody.
So
If you moved right, like 2 squares to your left.
yeah, so if I move here, I can get everyone,
Yeah.
and I will get everyone.
All right. So with Bless, you have a D4 to add to your attack rolls and saving throws. I think so.
I believe so.
Nice.
Attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends.
Yep.
Whenever a target makes an attack or a saving throw before the spell ends, a target can roll a d4 and add the number to the attack roll or saving throw roll.
Nice. Okay. That is Zinhorn's turn. So, Nedry, you are once again up.
Yep. Hi, Trina. I kind of expected this, but I don't hold it against you. You're really strong. And you probably didn't expect me to do this. And I cast Misty Step.
Okay.
And I appear at the very top of this thing structure.
Okay. You're up on top of the little telescope there.
Yep.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Let me just check here.
Because it's not really designed to have people stand on it, even gnome-sized people.
He could fall and break his crown.
Okay, that's a pretty good save, though. So I think you managed to, it wobbles a little bit, but you are able to steady yourself.
And what's my bonus action? For my action, I'm going to cast Blade Ward.
Okay.
So yeah, he draws a picture kind of looking like, it looks like a crude form of armor that's sort of shaped like a rough suit of armor out in front of him. And then it kind of splits off and starts to float in different little bits and pieces around him.
All right. Sequential.
Sequential is, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and try a feature that I have not actually tried yet, which is cause fear.
Ooh.
Basically looks over at Nedry. It's a 60-foot range.
Are you within 60 feet? That might be close. Nope. Just
70
well,
feet.
you could move though.
Yeah, I'll definitely move a little closer for sure. And requires a Wisdom 14 save,
Okay.
or else he will become frightened of me, which will cause disadvantage for saving throws and stuff.
Do
right?
have advantage on this. So let's see.
Yeah, the gnome in him. Or I guess that he is. Not the gnome in him like he's not a gnome. Like, oh my god, wouldn't that be a shock? Like, turns out, He's
Those are really
not only
small.
is he a gnome, but he has a different gnome inside. All right. Okay. So with advantage, that's an 18. And,
Okay,
I
cool.
think he is able to resist.
So yeah, no side effect then, and
That was a
that
really
is
scary face.
a full action. Bonus action.
Are you gonna move any closer?
23, 40, 49, 50. No, I'm actually gonna back up a little bit back over here.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
All right. So, Zaylene, you're up again.
I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I don't want to hurt him unless I absolutely have to, so I'm going to hold an Eldritch Blast
Okay.
in case he tries to hurt anybody.
Right. Okay. So, Trina lost her grip.
Yeah. Lost her grip. Is not really going to be able to climb after him, I don't think. Without definitely endangering them both.
Well, certainly it's risky, but, I think that the telescope is not designed to turn all the way around, so she can't just, like, rotate it.
Right.
Like, it can turn back and forth, but, like, on only 180 degrees.
And she has her whip, but whips in this mechanically don't actually do anything special. It's just attacking, right? She can't
Yeah, I
whip
believe
it around
that
his arm or
yeah.
pull him towards or anything.
there are magic
That's
whips
just-
that
that's
can
just like
do
the-
the
yeah,
grappling
one
effect
whip.
and stuff, but
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Gosh.
Oh.
Well, I'll definitely move up over here.
Right.
And I don't want to directly hurt you, Nedry, but
but he's
but
making
I think I'm gonna have to. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the whip, which has a 10-foot
okay. So like,
10
well, what
foot,
what is she trying to have happen here?
range. I mean, ideally she would want to grapple and grab an arm.
Okay,
pull
okay,
him
so
back,
I think
back onto the thing.
Right.
And this is other than
Yeah.
a javelin. This is her only kind of
Right.
range.
I think. You know what? How about this? I will let you make the attack roll at disadvantage because she's using it other than the way it would normally be used to try to like wrap around him rather than strike like a whip.
Sure.
But yeah, so making the attack roll with disadvantage, but that it will essentially be like a grapple if she hits.
Cool.
Does
And
that
remember,
does
you
that
get
seem
a
fair,
D4.
Mark?
Oh yeah, no D4. Yeah. And it's interesting on her character sheet in D&D Beyond. I can click on initiative and stuff with the little plug-in lets me click on those, but it won't let me click on attacks for some reason.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that was
So,
old school.
does that mechanic seem fair to you, Mark?
Yeah, totally.
Well, I'm asking Mark.
Oh, Mark, right.
Yeah.
Well, just because it's PvP, so I just want to make sure it doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So.
that seems
Ooh,
reasonable.
so with disadvantage, a natural 1.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
That's not going to work at all.
Yeah, so I think in this case, yeah, I think it's like she utterly misses, and I'm not going to have it do anything else complicated right now. but yeah, it just like, she accidentally snaps the end of her own trunk with it, and it just like really stings.
Oh, that looked like it hurt. Don't do that.
All right, Zinhorn.
Yeah. I'm gonna move toward Nedry. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll see when we get there.
Survey the lands and see.
So I've gotten that far, and the only other thing that I can really do is cast Aid on my friends, which will give them an additional 5 hit points for 8 hours.
Yeah.
If they're within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, I think right now that might only be trying to. Yeah.
All right. Well,
She'll take it.
Maybe hold an action of some kind if you don't have anything else.
all right. I'm worried about Nedry slipping and falling off, so I'm going to hold an action to like jump off the edge and like try and grab him before he hits the ground
I like it.
and use my wings to slow us down.
Okay. So that's Zinhorn. Nedry, you're up again.
Okay. Seeing Zinhorn kind of sort of flexing the wings, getting
Yeah.
ready. You've never flown from this height. Do you think it would work? I really want to test that.
Yeah, I'm just worried about it being a 1-person trip or a 2-person trip. That's what's up in the air right now.
It wouldn't be up in the air for very long. And he touches the side of the circlet. And you see him stand firm and strong for a moment. But you're welcome to climb and try. And I'm using the indomitable stand
Okay.
feature of the circlet.
Yeah, so I think none of the rest of you really kind of necessarily understand that exactly, but you'll understand when it comes into play. That's an action to do that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sequential.
Sequential is not having any great ideas on how to get him off of that. Unfortunately, so he's going to cast invisibility on himself and
Ooh,
disappear.
okay. So, obviously, we have to
Right.
not metagame in the sense that I think you still move your token, but we have to.
Yeah.
You know, I think Mark is mature enough to play fair and realize that he
Just
wouldn't
put
be
my
able to.
hand over that part of the screen.
Whoops. Yeah, let me click my movement. I guess I'll just move down that way.
All
And
right.
that's it for now.
Okay. So, that makes it Zaylene's turn again.
I'm gonna start walking towards the big telescope,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna call out, Nedry, you said that you would let us help you.
I am. I'm still here. It was a possibility that the only way out was to leave. And I found another way, I hope.
None of us want to hurt you.
I know. It makes it harder for you. I realize that. But it means you come up with more creative solutions. And I learn a lot more.
All right. Taking any action?
I'm gonna hold an Eldritch Blast again.
Okay. All right. So Trina is up there, kind of propped up there. She can attempt to climb up.
Yeah, and I
Grab
just
him?
realized Trina gets 2 attacks per action. So I'll say, like, the fumble ruined her second.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, I think
Attempt.
that makes sense.
And so this time she's a little frustrated now and is going to attack recklessly,
Okay.
which would give her advantage, which will even out the roll.
Right. Right.
And then anybody, of course, has advantage attacking her next round.
And don't forget to add the D4 for the bless.
Yes. Which is. Oh, yeah. 15 plus 7 plus 2.
What is your current
4.
AC?
15.
Okay. So so she manages to lash out with the whip, and does better this time. Does not whip her own trunk, and instead manages to. Where do you think? Maybe like around the ankle or something. Gets the whip.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, that stings a little bit, but it worked.
Oh, didn't
All right.
mean to hurt. Then I'm
So at least for the moment, Nedry, you are grappled by that whip. All right. Is she going to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm assuming that it'll require her next action to be able to pull him or.
Well,
something.
she has movement, and usually with grappling,
Right.
you have half movement, but it's risky here because if she pulls him off of his feet, he might fall. And we would,
Right.
I think, have to resolve whether the grapple holds in that case or not. I think it's not guaranteed.
But, yeah, no, I mean, she would go for it. She if she latched on, she'd start tugging into the middle of the thing,
Right, right.
into the middle of the roof.
So I guess here's my question for Nedry. Under the circumstances, I think if you struggle against the being pulled forward, you might have a chance of breaking the grapple, but at a cost of maybe falling. Would you take that risk, or would you let yourself be pulled back under the roof?
Oh, we'd absolutely resist.
Okay, so I guess make an acrobatics check against I guess trying to make another athletics check.
Athletics, yeah,
Okay. Have advantage.
Okay.
which it lets
What?
me digitally roll.
Oh, right.
That's
bi-
weird.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, Nedry, you find that you are able, with your magic circlet, to sort of gyroscope yourself in place a little bit, and as she yanks on the whip, you're able to kick your leg out and let it unwrap. But now I need a dexterity saving throw for you, and I think the advantage applies to this as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think you are you're sort of pulled prone, sitting on top of the telescope, but you are not. You don't.
I choose
fall.
to not go prone. I use my reaction not to go prone.
There you go. Yeah. So I think what the rest of you see is that not only is he sort of surprisingly able to resist being pulled, but trying to actually pulls both his legs out from under him, and yet somehow he manages to put them back down without falling. And you see
That's amazing.
the gem on the
You're
the
so strong.
headpiece on the circlet kind of glow. All right, Zinhorn.
I'm going to try and walk up and grapple Nedry.
Okay, so I think make an acrobatics check to try to climb up this thing.
Actually, how close is he right now?
Oh, that's right. So first, you find yourself meeting resistance when you try to move closer. So it's acrobatics or athletics, I think, is the check.
It's a strength saving throw, DC 18.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you have to make a strength saving throw to try to push forward to get any closer.
Okay, and what's the DC?
18.
18.
Natural 1.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think you are so startled to meet resistance that you maybe sort of fall over backwards, and
I think I would get bounced back a square.
yeah, and so I think that maybe takes up your turn
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a natural one. You deserve to pay for that.
And your mind suddenly thinks back to when you were watching Isilda confront the Arcanist in the Reclaimers Academy and finding she couldn't move any closer. All right.
Nedry flips open his book and makes it a check mark. Okay, that works too.
All right. It's your turn again, Nedry.
All right. This is a little bit.
He kind of looks over at the edge and the thing kind of wobbles. He kind of shakes his head.
This is a little too precarious.
I'll cast Misty Step again.
Okay.
And let's see. Sure. Move to the top of this little pillar here.
Okay.
At least I guess that's, I assume that's what it was. It looks like a flagpole or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I think there's a little sort of maybe like a 6 foot tall post with a flagpole sticking out of it. All right.
And I'm going to use my action. Whoops. I'm going to use my action to once again touch the circlet and form the Indomitable Stand.
Right. Okay. And that makes it Sequential's turn again. Invisible
Sequential.
robot.
Probably predictable, but he's going to make a beeline for
Okay.
Nedry, basically. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. So regular movement would go there, and then he'll go ahead and use the dash action. So
Okay.
I don't know what the range of the whole game
It's
close
10
to him thing
feet,
is.
so you can get to within 10
Okay,
feet,
cool.
and then you would have to make the check.
10. So 15 is like there.
So if you wanted to get any closer, you have to make the saving throw.
And I was actually, like, my initial thought was to go around behind him. So if I'm strafing,
Yeah, you can do that. You can edge around the borders of this strange bubble of resistance.
cool.
All right. I need you to make a stealth check with advantage.
Oh,
And this will be against Nedry's passive perception. Okay, those are not great rolls. So
those are
that's
not
only
great.
A
That's
10.
a 10.
So, but what's your passive perception, Nedry?
10.
10. Okay, well, so yeah, I think that means that you meet it to beat it, right? So that means that he just barely makes it, in the sense that you are not aware that he has entered the area.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I think everyone, lots of people kind of heard his footsteps as he was clomping through in a hurry. But I think your heart's beating so loud in your chest right now. This is very overstimulating. So,
He chose that moment to pull out his book and make some notes.
Yeah.
Since he's got a moment before they get to him.
all right. Zaylene.
Oh, Nedry. I don't even know what to do here because I don't want to hurt him, and
Yeah. It's tricky.
I think I'm going to cast Crown of Madness on him, which is a DC 14 Wisdom save.
Okay. Okay.
I get to wear all the crowns. All right. Wisdom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I have advantage on that.
Once again, the gnome thing. Yeah. So those are some good rolls.
Okay.
My brain itches. That was weird.
That's my turn.
Yeah. Well, hey, you gotta try stuff. All right. So that makes it Trina's turn again.
Trina is going to run right up to him and grapple him again. Yeah. 10, 15, 20, 25 feet.
So, so once she gets to 10 feet, she's going to have to make the strength saving
Oh, right,
throw.
right. Yeah. Right.
Although,
Yeah.
if she bonus action rages, then she'll have advantage.
All right. Well, hey,
Actually, is
Let's
that
do
right?
that.
Let me think.
is
Let
that
me
right?
double. I'm double checking that. I know you have advantage on strength checks
and saving throws.
and saving throws.
I think I'm making her angry.
Well, remember, her rage is really almost more like cheerleader pumped up. Like,
Right.
"Hurrah!"
Right.
Yeah.
So strength saving throw advantage.
Nice.
There you go.
21. Yeah, so she hits this wall, but then, Nedry, I think you're looking down at your enormous Loxodon friend, and she is just
You can do
shouldering
it.
into it and pushes through. And so she can make the grapple attack, check.
Yeah.
And this pillar he's standing on is only like 6 feet, so I think she can just grab his feet.
And was that just
So
strength?
she
or
makes
was that
she makes athletics, and again would be at advantage because of the rage. But and then you get acrobatics or athletics.
And the plus
Nedry.
4. So 26, 27,
gonna-
28.
Don't think I can roll that high.
Yeah.
Nope.
So it's grappled, but she hasn't tried to move you. If she
Right.
tried to move you, it would. There would.
Right.
I think
what she would try to do if she had 15.
Yeah. So I think if she tries, then we can roll that as another contested grapple. Well, no. Let's just do it just like moving through the the bubble. She has to make it as a saving throw to try to move him. Because that's just basic. That's the effect of this circlet.
Yeah.
It's designed to prevent people from moving. Oh, but she gets a natural 20 crit on her
Once
strength
again, I
save.
don't think even with advantage I can roll that high, and
Yeah.
definitely don't.
Yeah, so I think we get this image of this enormous Loxodon got her enormous hands around these little gnome and his little feet and is pulling on him, and he is just like sticking in the air without it being obvious why, but she is gradually able to pull him 5-10 feet off the top of this pillar.
You're really strong. Remind me to write it down later.
So she had 15 feet of movement, so she
got
can
it.
move him like 1 square.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right, so is she
Now-
just back
Half,
towards the center?
Are his arms pinned now? Can he still do, spells that require you to move your fingers?
That's a good question. So she's grappled him around the feet, I think is kind of what we said. But that was only
Yeah,
just...
Yeah, a grapple doesn't normally interfere with anything.
Yeah,
unless
that's what
you're,
I was just going to say, is that she had her first attack and grappled him, but she could... what do you think about the idea? Well, no, so there's specifically a feat for this, so I don't want to give her the ability to just do it without having the feat. And that is like trying to, restrain somebody with a, subsequent grapple check. So I think the problem is that, like, she got him by the feet, but it's already so hard to move him that she doesn't have his hands pinned. And besides, I think Misty Step actually is vocal only, actually, I think.
No, we'll find out.
But in any case, so that's, Trina has got him pulled a little bit, but, right. But, it pulled enough that, Zinhorn, I think you can get within range.
All right. Remove it.
Oh, but wait. Well, no, we didn't say that you fell prone, did we? You got pushed back a square. We didn't say
I
you
got
prone.
pushed back a square.
Right.
That was it.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to say if we had said that you fell on your butt prone, you would have had to use half your movement, but I don't think we said that. So. All right.
So that's 30 feet.
Yeah.
You still can't get that close.
Oh, right. You have to make the saving throw to push through when you get to 10 feet, within 10 feet.
When I get to 10 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be here.
Yep.
All right. And that saving throw is strength.
Yes.
DC 18.
Hey, I doubled my score.
All right. So that's a big old 5. Your
I
modifier's
got a
not
2.
helping you very much right now.
So I hit the wall. I can't move forward.
Yeah. All right.
Hold
Can't
on.
move at all.
I am going to cast Bless on myself.
Okay. It will drop off of everybody else if you do that. Which is,
It will?
I mean, yeah, but it's concentration. You can only have one up at a time.
Seems like you're gonna need it.
You think so? All right. I'll cast it on myself and Trina, and I can't see sequential. Is it more than 30 feet to Zaleen?
Let's see. It is, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So it is. It'll be me and
And Trina.
Trina.
All right.
It's all right. I cast it.
Yeah. Okay. So that was your action, and you have to
Yeah.
just kind of hope that, like, between you and you see if you can get through this. Although certainly, Nedry only has so many spell slots for that Misty stuff.
Right?
I hope so.
Counting on.
Yeah. All right. So Nedry.
I realize you're trying to go easy on me, and I respect that. But I want you to think this way. What if I wasn't your friend? What if it was someone else wearing this? You have to think about how easily they can move around. And what they might do really dangerously when they do.
And I cast Misty Step once more.
Okay.
I gotta figure out where I'm gonna land here. Let's see.
Disappears out from within Trina's grasp.
Here's there. And let's see.
Technically, you do have your own movement, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just debating something here first, but that's not going to work. So I will take my move, which is 25, and then I will take my action to move and dash and head over here.
All right. He's giving you the runaround. All right. Sequential.
Wow. First order, 5, 10.
I just bumped my microphone.
Yes, 30
stand
would
into my
be
dog's
regular
head.
movement would be to move over here. Yeah, I don't know that I'm really seeing much advantage of being invisible. Trying to grapple and whatnot. If I cast a spell, it's going to blow it.
Well, I mean, the only benefit would be if just he doesn't know that you're around, or you can't
Yeah.
anticipate that. But up to you. That said, he doesn't see you now, so he might conclude that you're invisible somewhere.
Right. Gosh.
The sweater
So
I'm wearing
many,
is too warm.
pretty much everything here is super damaging stuff.
Well, I mean,
And I'm trying to say, right, yes, I'm pretty much hitting
you can
that
you can
point.
heal. He can heal afterwards if you need to, because he's definitely giving you the trouble right now. So I mean,
Unconscious is also not moving. Okay, is this That's you said it's just the elevated.
Yeah,
it's not like
think
a
of it
wall?
just like one step up. It's slightly raised, but not so much that you can't just run right over it.
At 60 feet. Oh, that's exactly the range, darn. It's gonna thinking of casting a web. Oh yeah, that'll work because it's 60-foot range and then it creates a 20-foot cube. I guess the 20-foot cube has to be within the 60 feet though.
Well, yeah. I think the intended idea is that like the center of the twin, like whatever you can get
Right.
within range, but would be the center. But yeah, I mean, I think
That would splash on him. So
Yeah.
yeah, I might as well try it. I'm gonna cast a web,
all right.
and it says it's basically a layered cube,
Mm-hmm.
20-foot cube.
And so it would be strung between the battlements and this pillar and the flagpole and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Exactly.
the top half of this cube would kind of collapse because there's nothing supporting it but the rest of it. So that would be a dexterity saving throw to avoid being caught in this web. And I think this is just to be caught, not to move you, so wouldn't be advantage.
Yep. Makes sense.
But he gets an 18th. All right. So I think the web is still there unless you drop it.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty good. I like that one. I've never seen you do that before.
That's a new one. Yeah.
all right. Zaleen.
Struggles to write that in his book.
I start walking in the direction that he's in, and I'm going to expend 2 charges of my Twilight Skin. And
Okay.
I'm going to cast the Hungry Ribbons of Darkness on him.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So he is now trapped in a swarm of hungry black ribbons for 1 minute. He has disadvantage on all actions, and leaving the area requires a succeed on a DC 17 strength check, and that takes his entire turn, so he can't do anything else if he tries to leave.
Cool.
So sends out these writhing, swirling shadows that just surround you and are wrapping you up almost like
So-
vines.
Does that have a diameter as an area
It's
effect or
a
just on
30
me?
feet 30 feet diameter.
Okay. So anybody trying to get at me would have the same problem.
Yes.
Okay.
So 30-foot diameter, right? So 15-foot radius. Let me draw that.
Yep.
All right.
This one's neat. I don't know what this is.
Let's see.
Oh, that's right. You didn't see that when it was in the water.
Nope.
Because you were at the other end.
Okay, I think. Yeah, there we go. So, I think all of you suddenly see, this that sphere around that battlement be, filled with these writhing shadows. Okay. So yeah, you are currently inconvenienced pretty substantially by that, Nedry. We'll see how that goes. But you're also hard to get to. So what's Trina up to?
She will run out, run her 40 feet to there. And I don't think she's going to keep charging, but actually no. So the run will actually be more of a. I'd say she'd run, do her dancing moves to try to keep her rage up.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe a little cartwheel action.
Catch that gnome! Catch that gnome! All right. So that is that's Trina's action.
Yeah.
Did she dash or no?
No, that was just because
Okay.
she wouldn't be able to do anything when she got there, and he's just gonna blink away. She thinks, anyways.
Okay.
She's hoping.
She's preparing to go after wherever he shows up next.
Exactly.
Okay, Zinhorn.
Predict where the puck's gonna land.
Thinhorn has decided it's time for him to get his steps in.
This is whack a gnome.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Or just grab a gnome so far. Nobody's really tried to whack him.
11. He's going to dash right up to the edge of the darkness.
All right. Might be a little bit of a. So, Zaleen, what is this exactly? Like, is this
That's exactly what's going through his head.
Yeah.
What the hell is
Kind of
that?
pokes at it. Then a little writhing tendril of darkness, like, wraps around your finger. Okay. Nedry, you are currently inside
Okay.
this, you're surrounded by this whirling, writhing darkness.
Yeah. Huh. This is different.
I'm going to cast Long Strider,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay. Not doing anything else? All right. Sequential.
Well, I guess
Oh.
he would test the things, but it restricts his movement. So
Well, it's
Then it
technically
requires
you
an
can
action to do
move
anything
within
more,
it.
so-
It's only if you try to leave the area.
Oh, okay. If it doesn't restrict or remove his or slow down his movement, he would kind of move around a little bit and see. Probably, is there something I can see through or not?
It's just ribbons. It's like a
Yeah.
it's like a darkness, really thick.
Yeah, think of it as lightly obscured. Like if you wanted to
Okay.
make a perception check to see something outside it, you would have it be a disadvantage, for example.
Okay.
It's like smoke, or, but like chunky.
Yeah, he'll hop up on the edge here and start walking around that, which I'm
Okay.
assuming is pretty large for him.
Yeah.
5, then it's 10, 15, 20. Right about there.
All right.
This is weird, isn't it, Zinhorn? Never seen this before.
All right. That makes it Sequential's turn.
So I'm guessing I can use a little bit of movement and to climb up there.
Yeah, well,
Up
like
dog.
don't think of it as anything extra at all. It's like one step.
Okay. Cool. Right on. Okay, and he's already closer within range. I think we're gonna have to knock him out.
Are you dropping the original web, or is it
Um,
staying up?
And so yeah. I'll go ahead and drop the web.
Okay.
And
Well, so
I think
bear in
we're
mind
gonna
that
have
you
to
can
knock-
see where he is right now. So. Yeah, so you can
I
see where
can or
he is.
cannot?
You can, but it's like lightly obscured.
cool. As long as I can see him, I guess.
Can you wrap him up in bread?
That would get you as well. 15-foot cone. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a chaos bolt.
Okay. I think he is lightly obscured, so it would be at disadvantage. Because he's partially obscured by the swirling shadows.
Gotcha. That's partially obscured. Disadvantage. 14.
So I think that misses. Is that right?
14 is a miss. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
With your mage armor. All right.
A little to the left.
Okay, Zaleen. You see that he is currently sort of near the boundary of your swirling sphere.
Come on out, Nedry. Just toss
Shiny
him.
rock, come out and play.
Come on. No, you want to. And I'm just going to watch to see if he tries to come out.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
not holding an action or anything. I'm just watching,
Sure,
and that's
sure.
my action.
Yeah. Okay. Trina.
It's like he's sleeping.
Tryla will charge right back up and say, "This is gonna take eventually."
Yeah.
And,
So
grapple.
I think the way this would work is that she theoretically would have disadvantage reaching into it, but he has disadvantage to resist. So let's just do it normal, straight up.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it saves time. Let's see.
Well, but then again, she would have advantage normally on her for her check for rage. So
Okay,
yeah,
so she has normal. I have disadvantage.
yes. Oh no! But she rolled low.
Wow.
Wait. Oh yeah, disadvantage was that. That's yeah.
13. is
All right.
disadvantage.
All right. So technically, yeah, you she is unable to get a hold of you. Wait, but that's
Oh,
just a first attack. She can try again.
Oh, right. That's right.
Okay.
Odds are probably in her favor.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked so far.
Yeah.
That's a little better.
And I got a 10. Oh, I got a 21 though on,
Yeah.
on the other one.
All right, so
Nice.
this time, like she's like having to like smack and slap all these tendrils of shadow away, like trying to reach in there. Like I'm suddenly having the image of trying to reach into like a hedge to try to get something that's inside, or like a big shrubbery. All right, so but she has got you.
And
grappled.
actually, so she will try to rotate him into Zenhorn,
Okay.
into his hands.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Oh well,
And
and so
curse.
the effect is not currently up, right? So I think that with you grappled, she can just do it essentially, since she has the movement.
Well, yes, but if she's trying to take me out of the zone,
Well, she's
in order to
not.
get me by-
I think she's just pulling you to
moving
like
into
the
that
one
square.
square to the
Okay.
the east.
So he's right in front of Zenhorn.
Yeah.
okay, so basically there.
Yeah.
Closer.
Yeah.
Nedry Booby.
Well, it's also
Fun.
now Zinhorn's turn.
All right. I'm going to attempt to touch Nedry and do remove curse.
Yeah, and because Trina has literally got him grabbed, I don't think you have any problem. Just following
Okay,
her
so you
along
cast
her
remove
arms.
curse.
I cast remove curse.
Oh, you know it wasn't going to be that easy.
I cast counterspell.
No! You can only do that so many times. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So, yeah, he counterspells your curse. Wait. Yeah.
Doesn't he have to have the same spell to do a counter spell?
Nope.
No?
No. It basically is. It is a spell disruptor. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to. He doesn't have to have a matching spell. All right. So unfortunately, Mark was toying with us, letting us think it was getting close. All right. Yeah. So counterspell. That was his reaction. All right. That makes it. I guess you would still have like movement or a bonus action if you wanted anything, Zinhorn.
I can't think of anything that I could do that wouldn't hurt him. So, Yeah, I mean, that was my action,
Okay.
so I'm done.
All right. Nedry, you are up again.
Let's see.
Okay. I'm sorry, Trina. Now it gets dangerous.
And I cast Mind Sliver.
Uh-oh. So what's that require?
That's an intelligence savings throw. Savings throw. Is it that time of year that we get the savings throw, or do we get the other one?
Yeah. All right.
Intelligence saving throw, and then still gets the +4 from the, or plus D4
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
from the thingy thing.
Wow.
Whew. Yeah. So that's
I guess she rolled a 1.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
so
7
that's
psychic damage.
yeah.
No, I'm gonna just as a test. I'm gonna click this again just to see if it's actually working, because I think every single time I've used this plugin, it's rolled a 1.
Okay.
That doesn't seem possible.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No, it's working.
Yeah. So I think yeah. So unfortunately, yeah, trying to suddenly feels like this painful spike of awfulness, and so she is, you know. I'm also, just as a brief side note, I'm considering my design of this effect that he's in, and whether it should, you know, like if it's disadvantage on all actions, but just cast any spell that requires a saving throw instead. But that's fine. Never mind about that. We're not changing anything. It's fine. We're moving on. So that was Nedry's turn. Anything else?
Yeah, because I don't think
What?
you can break out of that.
Was it damage, or what was the actual
Yep,
effect?
seven.
Oh yeah,
7 psychic damage.
psychic damage.
Okay. Gotcha.
She doesn't have some weird thing with psychic damage, does she? Suddenly,
Um,
I don't.
cannot be
think
charmed or frightened, or advantage charmed or frightened.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember
And
because,
then
like,
there's
her.
the dex stuff.
Let's see.
Blinded, advantage on dex. You can see.
No, okay. I was thinking of something else. All right, never mind.
So yeah, he apologizes, does that.
You'd better hurry up. This isn't going to go well if it goes much longer.
Also, so yeah, never mind. Zaline wasn't holding an attack that time, but I think this time she does. You do see, Zaline, that you know, cornered, grappled. He does seem to use a damaging cantrip. So that was Nedry's turn. Sequential.
I will move. Yes, here. And I'm going to go ahead and use an action to set down an Eldritch Cannon. My little buddy. This would be the Force Ballista rather than a flamethrower, though.
Okay.
But it can still look like the little gazer beam ball thing,
All right.
which as a bonus action will fire at Nedry.
Okay. Is this interfered with by this is an attack roll, right? It would be at disadvantage currently.
Yeah.
Also, what does your blade ward do again? I forgot you had that up.
Bladeborn's only one action.
Oh, okay. So it didn't.
ends of the next round.
Okay.
Like it's gone.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's gone. The question I do have is whether this counts as a ranged weapon.
Yes, ranged. Well, ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if
that's
that's
why
Well,
it's considered
no,
a
it's a
that a
spell
weapon?
attack, which is so it's technically not a ranged weapon. Remind me what the feature is that you're looking at. This is the problem with homebrew
It's called
items.
Aura of Deflection.
Aura of deflection. Oh, yeah, so that would not affect this case because this is like literally a
Okay.
bolt of force, like a magic missile.
Okay.
The Aura of deflection is designed for like crossbow bolts or arrows and stuff.
Okay. I'm trying to check all the things off the
No,
list.
no, that's, yeah. Yeah. I applaud that.
So ranged spell attack, and it doesn't.
So that would be your range spell attack.
Yeah.
range spell attack bonus.
I was looking to see an easy way to click it, but no.
If you go to your spells page or your tab, right beside spell attack at the top, there should be a little rollable thing there, I think. Oh, maybe it doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's got an icon, but it doesn't roll. But I'll just do one of these, so I get a.
Oh, no, it
plus
does. If you click it, it actually
6.
will roll for you.
Custom roll. So that was just a 5 on the D20.
Anyways,
So yeah, that
right,
might.
and then so plus 6. That'd only be 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not enough. But if you do click that little icon beside the spell attack, it does actually roll. I did one just now by accident.
Oh, right on.
All
I'm
right.
learning things.
Yeah. Okay, so Zaleen.
I just realized as I was stalking towards him that he hurt Trina, so I'm going to fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts at him.
Okay, so make those attack rolls with disadvantage because he's. You know what? I'm going to actually rule that you are the one person who has no trouble shooting through that shadow because you're literally making it.
Okay.
It obeys you. So that's a 14 to hit, which I think misses still, right?
That's a miss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, they both miss.
Oh.
Go ahead and move closer if you were doing that, though.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to move when I'm on the map,
Oh, yeah.
like bouncing
Although
before.
Don't think you really need to move. That's a crazy long spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is like
Well,
120
but
feet,
for
I was
flavor,
walking
she's
towards
stalking
you.
forward. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Does
right.
this shadow tendril actually do anything other than get in the way?
It doesn't get in the way. You can walk right into it. Like, you can go inside it. You just can't leave it without using your entire action. And anything you do that requires a save is at disadvantage. So, I mean, it doesn't get in the way. You can go inside it and you can grab onto him or whatever, but, like, it doesn't hurt him or anything.
Yeah. All right. That was Aileen. Trina has him grappled still. So I think she can. How about this? She can hold her action to try again to grapple him if he gets away, or like if he breaks it or something.
Sure. Yeah. Her. She would want to do something more to restrain him, but if that's the best she can do, that's the best she can do.
So it's Zinhorn's turn, and I want to just briefly point out to anyone who hasn't come to this conclusion themselves. The game theory here is pretty interesting because Zinhorn has already tried Remove Curse once and only has one more spell slot capable of using it. And so, is it worth the risk that he's got another counterspell, or what? Like it's tricky.
Zinhorn doesn't know how counterspell works,
No.
and therefore unconsciousness is going to have to do.
Okay. All right. So it's Zinhorn's turn.
All right. I am rolling to hit with my mace.
Okay. You will be rolling. Well, let's see. He's grappled, which doesn't actually give advantage. So yeah, you're rolling at disadvantage.
I'm rolling at disadvantage?
Yes, because he's still kind of
'Cause he's in the
encased in the shadows, which is
Okay.
bad for him, but also makes it harder to see him. Okay, so
Okay,
that first
and
roll
then-
is pretty good, but the second
I'm
roll
not
though
gonna-
is not. Yeah, so a 9. I think.
Yeah, and
he's-
even with a +4 on it, it's not going to help.
Yeah, so you try to swing, but these writhing shadow tendrils kind of like knock your mace off its path.
This is a
Okay.
really cool spell, Zaleen. I assume
Now,
it's yours.
I'm not in the spell effect.
Right, but he is.
But he is, okay.
Trina's got him grabbed, and he's still technically inside it.
All right, and then I'm gonna, as my bonus action, cast spiritual weapon.
Oh, Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave it. I had a thought that I could have suggested, but I didn't. So we'll just keep moving forward, and I will suggest it for the next round.
All right.
Spiritual hammer token.
All right, and I'm gonna do the
come on.
plus the D4 for that right now.
Okay.
So I miss.
Okay.
There's no point in rolling the second one.
All right.
All right.
Okay, but you've got it out now.
Yep.
All right. Nedry.
Okay. Let's see. He tries to smack his head, realizes he can't really do that all effectively.
I should have been going after you the entire time. How silly am I?
I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver at Zinhorn.
Okay. Don't forget to use your blessed D4, but that's an intelligence saving throw, Zinhorn.
Okay.
Spell DC 15.
Roll the 15. Don't even need
Nice.
the D4.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so you are able to resist the ice pick of headachiness.
Your mind is growing stronger. I like it.
Nice. Okay, that's Nedry. Sequential.
Sequential will cast Frostbite at Nedry, which is a saving throw, Constitution versus 14.
Okay.
Okay.
Make your save with disadvantage because you're in the shadows.
Oh, all saving throws and actions are
Yes.
disadvantaged? That is a really cool spell.
Yeah.
17 with disadvantage.
That's why I
I'll
was
save.
saying I didn't need to. Well, so was that with disadvantage?
Yep, that's the second roll. First one was 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Rolling high. Just causing
So,
everybody
that'll have
so
no
much trouble.
effect.
Yeah. Okay.
The my little Eldritch Cannon can move. So I was double checking to see how far it can move.
Need to give you another little. Need to make a little token for you.
Blah, blah. Where's its movement? Graded. Blah, blah. I'm not seeing its movement. On each of your turns, take a bonus action to cause the cannon to activate. Oh, if you're within 15. Okay, it can move 15 feet. Okay.
Okay.
So if it would have been right in front of me, 5, 10. I guess, yeah. I would have it move up like over here.
Okay. Here, let's see.
It can't land on Trina or.
How about this? I think so that you can. I will. I
have
will
those
make
gazers?
let's see. Do I have one of those?
Because it was modeled after that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The first time
Yeah.
that they casted it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So where did you want it?
Yeah. I think here.
Right there.
And it will do its ranged spell attack.
Okay. I can even put you in charge of that token.
At disadvantage.
And I'm putting you in charge of your hammer also, Paul.
So 16
Okay.
at disadvantage.
Okay, that'll
Okay.
hit.
cast shield.
Okay. Does that
So
block
will not-
all?
Have you already
force
used a
damage?
reaction?
Not this round.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that increases your AC enough to.
Yep. In 220.
All right.
Nice. It absorbs the force.
All right. So, Zeline.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. So
Okay.
he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Disadvantage. Well,
Okay.
so you would normally would have advantage, but so normal because you would otherwise have
Yep.
disadvantage. 22. Boy, you are just rolling like gangbusters tonight.
It's creepy. All going to be so bad later.
Okay.
All
All right. Well.
right.
Okay. So that's Trina's turn, and so here, what I was going to suggest that I, in hindsight, wish I had suggested last time is that she's got him grappled, but she can do a successive attack to try to pull him prone. And when he's prone, melee attacks against him will have advantage, so it would cancel out the disadvantage.
Yeah.
So melee as opposed to weapon damage. So I would.
well,
No.
No,
Clear
melee
out
as
the
opposed to range.
Disadvantage on range.
Oh,
but
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But your regular hammer and your spiritual hammer would both have advantage.
Right.
All right, so so she can make her advantage athletics check against his disadvantage resistance.
But is she trying to pull him out of the effect of the?
Well, I wasn't
spell?
thinking that
No, just on
necessarily.
the
Just
ground,
kind of
yeah.
get you laying down on the ground instead of on your feet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, that was. Oh, it's a thing. Yeah. So no chance there.
Nope. Yeah. Okay. So got him prone now, holding him sort of not like literally pinned like in wrestling, but like sort of still got him grabbed, and now he's on the ground.
Okay.
Stay still. We'll get through this.
So is counterspell a reaction?
Yes.
And he already used his reaction
For
once
shield.
this round.
Yep. He sure did.
did.
Remove curse.
So you're going to step into the effect of the thing to touch him.
Well, I don't think so because he can reach his arm into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to clarify where the thing is. So.
No, yeah. So the focus of this effect is on what's inside, not what's outside. So it's actually not that hard to reach in from outside.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, Trina's got you pinned. You're within reach. No more. I don't think you have
Can
the
I try
spell
to
slot.
avoid being touched? I do have shield up after all. Is it not an attack?
Yeah, I guess this would be like a melee attack roll, like unarmed. We'll say that. Yeah. So you have to make like an unarmed attack roll, and a regular one with that would be advantage because prone, but he disadvantage because of the the shadow.
And he
So
still has the
those
shield up,
cancel
too,
each
so.
other out, right?
Yeah, so it would be just a regular unarmed attack, but instead of damage, it's a spell.
Now, does the spell go off if I don't touch him?
No.
No.
Okay.
Does it? Oh, I said that.
I would say no.
Usually it's the other way around, where if you try to make a touch attack, if you fail, then you don't. If you succeed, then you cast the spell, basically.
Well, but I think
All right.
that
So I got a 16.
So my AC is currently 20.
Okay. So but the thing is here that that's not what's happening here. This is not like you're literally pinned on the ground and just struggling, right? And so I feel like he wouldn't
But he's
cast
still
the
able
spell
to
unless
defend
he
himself.
he wouldn't cast the spell unless he had his hand on you, right? So if he can't get his hand on
I'm
you,
not
he's
saying
not
he spends
casting.
the spell.
Okay, well, all right. So what were
I'm
you
just
saying?
saying he missed.
Well,
Yes,
my thought is this. I'm going to say this. If he's pinned and she's got him grappled, just because he doesn't want to be touched, I don't think that is actually
Well,
a thing
okay,
that
but
happen.
But grappled
In-
does not mean restrained. That's
yeah,
the
it
problem.
restrained is a different thing. It's like there's a feat that lets you do that, and so I think that. However, what I will say is, you're grappled, you're prone. If she succeeds on a third one, I think you're restrained. Like I just yeah. But the other thing that could also happen is that you can release the shadow anytime you want, Daleen. I don't. But so I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying making sure you knew you could.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I guess you know, because the shield is on there, then you Zinhorn, you're trying to not waste the spell, so you find that like your attempt to get your hand on him does sort of slide off this shield effect. And I think you only have the one attack, right? So, you know,
Well, hold on.
you can do your spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Just to
Knock some sense into
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
All right. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yep, not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Nedry.
I'm really sorry. You probably shouldn't have let me touch the roof.
And I meld into the stone and sink into the floor.
Oh my God.
I'm just using what I got.
I know. I'm laughing at my own hubris in creating an item that lets you do all of these things. Okay. Yeah. So I think what all of you see is that, yeah, Nedry just sort of sinks into the stone floor. But I'm double checking how this spell works. Okay.
It has its limitations.
Yeah.
But they don't know that.
Okay. Yeah, so as all you guys know is that you see him sink into the stone. So
Completely, like we
yeah,
can't see him
you
anymore.
cannot see him anymore.
And he's still in the ribbons. Because he can't leave it. His whole
Yeah,
action
you
would
know
have
what?
to be taken.
Yeah.
It's a bonus action, so I'll try to wriggle, I guess, first. Technically.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, but I think that's fair because I think that you would be leaving the effect, and that's how it works. Is that you need to make the check in order to leave the area.
Okay.
No?
What is the check?
It is a DC 17 strength check at
Okay.
disadvantage.
So I normally make those at advantage, but in this case, I'll just roll the once. Hey, doesn't work.
Oh, okay. So I think
So that's his action.
yeah. So
Let's see.
okay.
That's a dexterity.
Oh yeah, it does say
Oh, did it?
dexterity.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
Well,
we go.
it's strength. Yep.
17. That's
well,
better. Oops.
but I mean, I think if you had
At
clicked the right thing,
disadvantage.
That is
yeah.
this. I have advantage on those though currently.
Oh, okay.
well, okay. All right. I think normally what I would have said is the dexterity save with, you know, like we could have figured out what that die roll was if the right modifier was on it instead of rolling again. But
But that would have been a 12 in total.
Okay.
The,
A 13
fails.
because it's so it fails.
yeah.
yeah,
So
12 with a -1 strength.
yeah, I'm not
Yep.
trying to steal
So, yeah.
the cool things that circlet can do, but it's also like, well, I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to actually have it be fair, right? Because we want, you know, this is my own. I'm being hoisted on my own petard of the cool magic items that I gave each of you. So it's like which ones. So I think if we're saying that,
I mean, to me, it's like a magical effect like Misty Step, where
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're grappled or anything, you just leave. And meld into stone, I think, works kind of the same, but that's your call.
yeah, but at the same time, the way that the other one is written, which to be fair is like my attempting to write it instead of like a balanced play tested effect, is that if you attempt to leave the area, because it's interfering with what you're trying to do is the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Both
So like you
interfere with
couldn't
each other,
Misty
that's the
Step.
problem.
Yeah, you couldn't Misty Step out of that either.
Well, no.
because
No, he
it
could
takes
Misty
your
Step out of here.
action. It takes your action though to be able to leave the circle. So even though Misty Step is
Well,
a bonus action, you'd be
I-
attempting to leave
Is it a
because of the
physical
way
thing,
it's
though?
worded.
It is
Because if
a
it's a
magical
physical thing, it takes the
thing.
action to move.
It's magical.
But is it preventing him physically?
Okay,
Both.
it
Like
is
it's-
both. It is the
Like,
shadow
because
is
it does it lock down teleportation basically, which is a pretty powerful effect.
what it does is it requires you, if you want to leave the area, to make the strength saving throw because the shadows are trying to prevent you. And so I guess I
Right, but
understand
it's not
what
a
you're
strength
saying.
effect
Yeah,
if you
okay,
just
yeah,
teleport.
okay, yes, I know. But what I'm saying is the way that it's written does not indicate that it is only for physical and that it wouldn't stop teleportation and everything.
This might help. This might help clarify a little bit.
Okay.
If you're attempting to leave the circle, it takes your entire turn. So no bonus action would matter. So no matter what
Well, no.
you're doing,
I mean,
it takes your
it's-
whole
it's-
turn if you're trying to leave.
If it
the
takes your whole
circle.
turn, that is different too. If it was instead of an action, which is what it was before, it's kind of a
Right.
moot point. I'm not using Misty Step anyway. It was about the meld into stone, but
Right. And so,
but, yeah, he tries to move, I guess, and fails. So
Well,
nothing
because
else
I
happens.
think what happens is you start to sink into it and find that these shadows, because they are immaterial, are actually dragging you back out of the stone.
That's really, really important to know. We're going to need that.
All right.
That's it. That's his whole action. There's nothing else he can do.
Okay. All right. Sequential.
Yeah. We'll try the 1-2 punch again of Chaos Bolt.
All right.
And,
So these are attacks with disadvantage.
right.
Yeah.
No. Oh, it didn't show up in the chat. Yeah, disadvantage was a 7. But the and then the Gazer Beam will do it as well. Doop. Actually, that one was going to. I'm sorry, that one was going to move first. Well, I already rolled. So
Okay. So disadvantage
13.
13 misses.
and then it's going to go ahead and move inside the.
All right. So it is now affected by the shadowy effect because they're not particular. Okay. Zaleen, your turn.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him again.
Okay. It is with disadvantage.
I thought I had.
In this case, I know you do, but in this
Okay.
case, it's disadvantage because he's prone.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was from. Oh!
So,
It rolled the dice on my thing, and that was like a 21, and the other one was a 9.
okay. So you have a second one though, right?
Right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Not going well. The dice.
Ugh.
The dice are certainly blessing you tonight, Mark, for sure.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Okay. It's Trina's turn. She, I think, is going to
Going for
make.
the triple takedown.
Yeah, I think she is gonna. I think to restrain him, she does need to sort of lean enough into this effect that that she would be affected by it. So
Okay.
her natural advantage is canceled out by the disadvantage of the shadows, but it's against Nedry's disadvantage. And if she succeeds, then you are restrained.
First attempt is a 17.
Oh, right. This is a. Sorry, I'm rolling.
Acrobatics or athletics at disadvantage.
Well, weirdly enough, I will take athletics because I get advantage. No. Yeah.
Well,
It's
it would.
kind of weird. Makes
yeah,
it a straight roll, but it's better than a disadvantage roll, which.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh,
doesn't make
16. Just barely short. But yeah, so I think Trina has finally got Squirmy McGee here into, kind of a half Nelson on the ground. Although I would imagine that it's a funny image, this gigantic Loxodon trying to do a wrestling move to this gnome without just literally crushing him.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. That's Trina's turn. So he is restrained now, which would give you advantage on your attack roll to counteract. Well, I guess you technically had advantage already. But so he didn't use his reaction this time, but he also, doesn't have the shield up this time either. So it's a toss up.
Yeah, I think he's going to counterspell me if I just do it. So I'm going to go for. Now, if I pummel him, can I try and knock him out?
Well, you can certainly choose to be doing non-lethal damage, if that's what you mean. I mean, you can't just one-shot him, but
No, but okay. But
you still have to deplete his hit points. But you can be choosing to do non-lethal damage, which will make him unconscious but not in danger of dying. I mean, were you wanting something else? I'm not sure I understand your question then.
No, I think I'm just going to attack regularly.
Okay. All right. Let's see the rolls. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Okay.
did they not show up?
No, one just showed up just now.
Yeah, so
Um,
that's 24,
Yeah, for
To
6
hit and-
bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning damage, and then the spiritual weapon.
That one seemed to strike, but it didn't seem to phase him.
Spiritual weapon won't do anything.
All right. Okay.
Oh, great. So I can't actually do damage to him.
Well, or at the very least, I'm trying to. This DM lesson.
You have
for,
seen this effect on him in battle before.
Yeah, I'm guessing I need magic.
I'm trying to make sure. I don't remember all the BS stuff that I made it this do. Ah.
It's not an effect of the item if you're looking for that. It's one of his own.
Right. You guys have too many things. All right. I'm gonna have to take all your toys away. No, I don't. This is so that's Zinhorn's turn. Nedry. You are currently restrained. And I think restrained. I think mechanically restrained normally wouldn't prevent you from casting spells, but I think restrained plus the shadows, I don't think you can do somatic movements right now.
Okay.
I'm really sorry, Zinhorn. You're doing well.
And I cast Mind Sliver at Zenhorn.
Is that not
It only
required?
requires a vocal component.
Okay. All right. Intelligence
Does
saving
an
throw.
intelligence
Zinhorn.
saving throw.
Yeah.
And I get a plus. Yeah, I got a 19. I don't need
Yeah.
to roll the 4.
All
That's
right.
D4 on it.
Yep.
You're really getting stronger at this. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
Smack. Oh.
All right.
Actually, it's more like from the ground, but
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
it.
Sequential.
Do the same one too. Frostbite, Constitution 14 saving throw.
All right. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage on Constitution saving throws too. Okay.
Everything.
Oh, right, because of the effect.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot about that. I keep forgetting about that effect. So that's a 14. I think is the lowest.
All right.
Saves
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. So, all right. You succeed. All right. Yep.
And the oh, you know what? In my head, I was thinking, oh, I'm going to move the ball inside thing, and then if they're both inside it, maybe it doesn't have. But he's prone. It's still ranged attack, so it's still disadvantaged. It did nothing.
Well, but he's also restrained. The problem is that, yeah, so he's restrained, which would be advantage, and you don't do multiples. So there's an advantage in
Right.
play and a disadvantage in play, so it's regular.
Right.
All right.
21.
That hits.
So that's how much force
Unless
damage?
he uses a reaction. Just kidding. It does. What does it do? It does. Force Ballista. 2d6. No, wait. No, I'm sorry. It's 2d8. Wink. 9 points of force damage.
And with that, you see his a bruise form across his face finally,
All right.
or wherever you hit him.
Okay. Celine.
Good. Keep it up.
I see that bruise and I Eldritch Blast him in the face.
All right. So
Gonna poke
this is
him in the
yeah,
eyes.
regular attack. Oh, 19 will finally do it.
Okay, I use shield.
All right. Yep. All right. Wait. Do you,
That's
how many
good.
how many more spell slots do you have for that?
I'm not going to answer that, but you can always check my sheet. You'll laugh.
Okay.
All right, so that was the first one,
Yep.
and the second one does not hit.
All right.
But oh, I gotta roll the damage. Duh.
Oh, actually. I just
Wait.
realized.
So wait. Hang on. So I think you rolled too many times because it should have been at straight because he's.
Oh, okay.
He's restrained now. So the first two are 22 and 19.
Right, and the first time he used his reaction,
Yeah. So with his shield. So if that would have
It's still
blocked
hit.
22, it would.
it would still hit because doesn't it only go to 20?
Our glass is 20.
Yeah, 20
Oh.
is the top.
Oh yeah.
But
So
you're at
then.
disadvantage, aren't you? Because he's prone.
That's why I rolled.
But
But
it's
he's
advantage
also-
because you're restrained.
Oh,
So it
so,
can't-
So it was
so that
straight
is way
roll.
too many rolls. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
the second one does hit.
Yeah, that's why you don't do like double disadvantage or triple advantage. You
Sure,
just say
sure.
like if there's an advantage in play and a disadvantage in play, they cancel.
So when the shield goes up, there's a little bit of shimmer that forms around him once more. And then how much damage does he take?
7.
7? Okay, the
Yep.
shimmer goes away.
All right.
And the
Okay.
bruise gets deeper. Let's see.
All right. So that's Zaylene's turn. Trina, do you think Trina is up for? Well, she's got him restrained.
Yeah. She'll go ahead and knock his head against the
Yeah, unarmed strike.
Wrap your
Sleepy
trunk
time.
around his throat. Put a sleeper on him.
sleepy time.
All right.
That's one of the sort of weird things about D&D. There's no way to do that easily.
Yeah,
And again, it's not.
that is
letting
one
me
thing
roll
missing
it.
from D&D just in general is the ability to have
Yeah.
any kind of a coup de grace or like immediate one-shot hit. You know, for tougher things.
So let's see, it's 13 plus.
Her unarmed.
Plus 7. Sorry.
Yeah.
So So 20.
20 is his AC. So
Yeah. Well, but
Yay.
she can try again.
Well, mean it to beat it, so that meets it.
Oh yeah. It does. You know, if
Yep.
And as an
Yep.
unarmed strike, it's
Mhm.
5 points of bludgeoning. It's not a roll. So
Mhm.
okay.
Ow. I think that was my nose.
so that's 1, and then even higher for the
That's higher,
second.
yep.
So another 5.
Okay. Like a rag doll, she's kind of slamming into the ground now.
Oh, 2, sleep.
Yep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go
Yeah.
to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yep. All right. Sinhorn.
All right. So he just used his reaction,
Yep.
which means I am going to attempt to do the curse breaker. Remove
Watch
curse.
him.
Of course, his AC is 20 again.
All right.
But you have well, you were prone.
Yeah, now
already,
he's completely restrained.
Yeah, because it doesn't require a roll or anything. He just
Yeah.
touches you.
I think in this context, well, but the magic shield though I think does make like I am ready for this to be done too, but the magic shield is what like it's like he could just follow the trying his arm down, but there's a magical shield attempting to prevent you from like getting your hand on him. So let's see. Unarmed
What if
attack.
I touch the circlet and not him?
Well, I mean,
It would
the
be
shield
fine.
is around all of
Yeah.
all of.
Yeah, since it's touching him.
All right. So I get my plus 1d4 to hit, and it's considered an unarmed strike, right?
Yeah. Only instead of your damage, you'll do the spell.
Boom. 23.
All right.
23 is a hit.
Okay. So
Remove curse.
tell me what it's like when you channel Rushama's power to try to cast this spell. Like, what is that experience like for you, Zinhorn?
I feel like I'm suddenly flooded with magic and love and protection, and it's building up inside of me and building up inside of me, and it's like it's threatening to burst out of my skin, and then all at once it rushes down my arm and through my fingers and into Nedry and this circlet.
I think, Nedry, as you feel this spell taking hold, there's a moment where you had become aware of this sort of malevolent, not quite sentient presence in your mind that was distorting your perceptions, and you kind of knew that was happening even if you couldn't quite see through it or get to reject the influence. But now that you find it pulling away, you have just a moment where you see a flash of an enormous temple, and you think you hear ocean waves, and you see an enormous statue with its hands held up, like my tiny little window. You can't see me very well, but like hands held up to the side, palms up, red rock cliffs around it. And you see just a flash of that before the circlet blasts off of your head and clinks to the ground. Clink, 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 clink.
Oh, you did. Wow.
As I would imagine, China is sort of still mid-swing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I do have a bonus attack, but
Well, so yeah,
Go
so
for it.
you
He's
know
vulnerable
though
now.
that you have cast the spell. You felt the curse depart, and the circlet has fallen off of his head.
I am going to get that thing in a bag. And
Don't touch it.
I'm not. I'm putting the bag on my hand, grabbing it, and pulling the bag around it. I am not touching it.
You did it.
Yeah.
I guess that theory is proved true. I wasn't exactly sure sometimes how well it would work out. I really hurt.
All right, let's take
I'm
care of
sorry I hurt
everyone
you.
who's
Did I hurt you?
Do you drop the shadow stuff, Zealing?
Yes.
All right.
You didn't hurt me. You tried.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I had to
Gonna
try.
move back.
You don't know what it was like. There wasn't really much of a choice.
Sequential
I really
rush
want
over
that.
to help him up. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you yourself?
I need my book. I need to write this down before I forget.
And he's kind of wiping his bloody nose with his sleeve, and then trying to write, and his hand is a little bit cramped up at the point because he's kind of been smashed into the ground several times.
I need to get this down. There was an island. There were waves, a statue, hand raised, red rocks. I saw it all. I think that's what was the thing on the other side of that. I don't know where it is, but I have a few suspicions. Oh, that thing is really powerful. And as long as you're not tempted, it could be really, really good help.
All right, everyone who's wounded gets 11 points back.
So,
Back up to full.
yeah, Yobert looks down at you and kind of, gingerly gets down on one knee and just says, "Then are you freed from the artifact's influence?"
Well, yes and no. I mean, yes, I am, magically so. But it's a really powerful artifact, and I know how it works now.
I'll be right back.
I might be able to guide someone to use it if I don't use it myself. But it has to be very careful, and you have to be ready to remove that curse. It's really powerful. And there's something on the other side of it, too. I don't know if the item itself has a spirit attached, or if it was just... It was amazing. There's so many things. But it was dangerous for me. It sort of... I can understand why. That was really hard. I'm really, really sorry, everyone. It was... I needed to know. Now I do. And thankfully nobody really got hurt much. I hope.
No. A learning experience for sure.
Maybe you
Glad
can
you're-
understand, or maybe Sorashana the best.
Sorashana
Did you-
is kind of sitting against the wall with her knees kind of pulled up to her chest, kind of just looking down at her feet.
It made you want answers. And no matter what you wanted, you had to have. I couldn't give you the circlet because I wanted it. It was powerful, and it promised knowledge. It could do so much more. But that meant I could never give it up. It wouldn't let me. And
Sure.
I didn't understand that at first, but when Kosh made me aware of what the curse's nature was, well, it sort of helped, but it also sort of made it harder. Imagine, if I knew you were going to be coming for it, and I did, and I knew that I had to keep it, it meant that I had to do everything I could to make sure that you didn't get it. Because it was mine. At least that's the way it sort of made me think about it. That's why I tried this. I wanted to know what the outcome of a battle would be like this. I wanted to test my own abilities and its own. I needed to know that information. And because I needed to know that information, it couldn't stop me from setting up this test. So it couldn't prevent me from doing it. But I couldn't tell you that, because if I told you that, well, then you would immediately defeat me. As it was, I had my moments where I was a little bit worried. I wasn't exactly sure how badly that was going to go. I tried to frame it in terms of wanting to see what your abilities were, so I could hold some of mine in check. I wasn't able to do that after a while because my own powers ran out. And all I had left was trying to hurt you.
Brennan says, well, obviously, no one wanted things to have to go down that way, but I think you can at least take from all of this that you held your own pretty well against the whole group for a while.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Looking back on it, I made a few mistakes. I'm sure I can learn from them, though. Oh, but that was another part of this. We're probably not going to be very comfortable using this, and I guess that's okay. It's really powerful. As nature is, we might be able to get around it, especially Zinhorn if you're ready, and others can be distracting in case anyone else puts this on. But more importantly, someone else might get a hold of this. And if they're in that same state, but even more powerful than me, well, if I was able to hold you off and not want to leave, they might not be so restrained. And they might really want to either hurt you or just get further away. I probably could have left at any point. But I didn't because the experiment held me there. I could hold at bay that impulse to leave up until the moment I was completely out of power and caught. I'm glad you were able to do that. It was very
True.
scary.
It certainly would have been different too if we were trying to hurt you the whole time.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
something else I was hoping for too. None of you would actually just try to kill me. That would have been easier, but much more risky. And if you tried to take the circlet off my head, it would have very definitely killed me.
Yeah, we got that part.
What I don't understand is when I thought it was a dream in the bag, I was able to do so much. I shouldn't be able to do all that. And there was another voice, and not just the one of the person in the cage. There was something else. Something that wanted to help me.
Wanted to
I
help
don't-
you do what?
Anything. I didn't want to hurt anybody there. But I feel like if I had wanted to, it would have been very bad. Plus, I had control of the bag. I don't know if I could have reset the walls or not, but I didn't trust that other one yet. I still want to know more about him, though.
That was a truly terrifying amount of power to witness.
Yeah. That was,
It was
an
pretty
insane
amazing.
amount of power.
But if it could be channeled, it could be really, really helpful.
That's
We have to be
true.
very careful and be ready.
Maybe
Yobert says, it's one thing to have a powerful magical artifact that is unsentient. Even one that is cursed, if you know what its effects are and can potentially mitigate them, that's one thing. But when you're talking about an entity granting you power, that's entirely different unless you know exactly what that entity's desires are.
We need to know more. We need to know where Tanglefoot got this. And if there's more things or people. And if this thing is an entity that's not connected directly to the circlet, it might let others know that it's here. So we probably should make sure that we have some good defenses.
maybe we can find somebody who knows more about it. Maybe that thing in the bag can be reasoned with
I think
to
there's
give
probably at
us
least
more
one
information
Yeah.
I
because
think there's
he
at least
says
one
he
more
knows.
person that knows more about it, but I don't think we made a great impression.
You're talking about the orc that swam away?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they know more than they were letting on. I couldn't tell too much from their mind. But
Now,
there was definitely intent.
we could also possibly get Isolde out of the cards. Although she did murder an entire building's worth of people.
But wasn't she connected to the circlet? Didn't somebody say that?
No, it was the other one. The dwarf.
Oh,
She had it on. And then you took it off.
I don't
Not that you were wearing it.
remember.
But you took it off her head.
Oh.
Onyx Bane.
Right. I don't remember that.
That's a shame.
Well,
But it probably was pretty awful, too.
It took a lot of power to get that circlet off the dwarf's head.
Maybe
She would have suffered, but she was clearly powerful enough not to have been killed by it.
maybe
And then-
we need to know more about it, and maybe we can find someone who can help us understand whatever entity you heard talking to you and maybe disconnect it. Maybe that's why it's cursed.
Maybe.
It's
It may be one and the
dangerous.
same. I've got a couple of theories about that, but maybe we can talk about that after a long rest.
Yeah. We just had one, Nedry. I know it doesn't feel like you did, but we literally just woke up like 10 minutes ago and then we did this fight.
I know.
We haven't even had breakfast yet.
We didn't even
Right.
eat yet.
Oh, breakfast sounds really
Speaking of
nice.
which, you hear Sunya's voice, and then all of a sudden, like all of these platters start coming, floating up out of the stairwell, and she's saying, I figured I would wait until the fighting was done.
That would have been awkward otherwise.
I would have ruined the good china. But she starts setting up a table with the breakfast foods and so on. And then Zaylene, I think you hear a whisper in your ear from Sunya of just saying, I was surprised that your shadow kept him from sinking into my stone. I was glad for it because it saved me having to do it.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. That would have been really awkward. What did it felt like? For you, I mean.
Well, I wasn't a fan. And also it was interfering with the ability of the others to remove your curse. So it seemed just bad all around.
I suppose. Still would have been neat to feel it, to find out.
Maybe for you. But Nedry, I think that's one of the things that I think maybe you can learn from all of this is that what you want to learn and what you want to know, you need to think a little more carefully about how that affects everything and everyone else around you. Like, I understand that you want to know things. It's in your nature. It's who you are. But when it starts hurting the other people around you, is it really worth it?
I've never had to think about that before. I mean, when I've used some magic that's hurt people, it's specifically intended to do so. Like, a robber once, he was surprised. And some other things that we faced off against. But I've never really intended to hurt anybody.
No,
I
but
tried
when you
not to
were,
hurt anybody this time either, but
when you thought you were dreaming, you nearly killed Zinhorn.
I didn't know anything about that. It wasn't even something that I tried to do. It wasn't even something I knew had happened. It
But-
was that thing, I think.
But that's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. You wanted to know more about the circlet and how it worked. And you thought that you and Sorashana learned everything that you needed to know about it before you put it on your head. And put all of us in danger, including yourself. And that's why we were so angry.
I tried checking with others, and they seemed to be okay with it. But I couldn't know enough about it. I can't stop wanting to know things. And sometimes there will be risks, but now we know what those risks might be. I don't know if I'll ever be faced with a curse again. Any of us could be. There was no indication of a curse from any of the studies that we'd done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all of the things we picked up, that's the only one that's had any real negative to it. I mean, the bread spreader could have been cursed. That would be really weird. Maybe it would do something like add mayo to everything. I don't know. Or maybe you would... I don't even know how that would be cursed, but it could have been.
Zinhorn, the magic that you used to break the curse, do you know if there's similar magic that could help us detect curses? Something that maybe at some point you could learn, or we could seek out someone who knows how to do that? Is that something that can be done?
It's not very easy to detect a curse. We would need a specialist. That's one of the reasons that curses are so nasty, is because it is hard to detect a cursed item before the curse is active. And even once it's active, it's still hard to detect.
Yovert agrees with that. He says, I mean, that's sort of the nature of curses. They can't be viewed even with detect magic or identify, won't inform you of curses. They're like deliberately constructed. They function in magic differently. At the same time, your ability to remove the curse could potentially be used in a precautionary way, in the sense that it wouldn't necessarily stop an instantaneous curse, but if something was going to take a while to develop or manifest, you know, if you were trying some new item that you had some reason to suspect might be dangerous, you could preventatively attempt to remove the curse.
Oh, no.
And Ednidri moves over to his side, unbuckles one of his spell books, and hands it to Zinhorn.
There. Oh, okay. I think it's safe. I picked up this book back in the mansion, and I've been using it. And I thought for a moment maybe it might have been cursed, but I don't think I could give it to you if it were.
Well, you're not attuned to your book.
Oh, yeah. It's
Are
quite
you?
magical.
But are you attuned to it? Like, you have to
Oh, yeah.
attune to it? The same way
It's a part
that-
of me.
Normal wizard spellbooks don't necessarily require that, but this is a special one.
Okay.
Oh, that's your
But-
relief.
You just picked it up and started using
Well,
Well, there's
just
all kinds of useful spells in it.
it? Okay.
What kinds of spells?
Protection, mostly. I mean, that's one of the ways that I was able to help protect everyone else. If I cast certain spells that I know, then I can create a magical barrier around people. I was using it for Trina most of the time. She was mostly being the one getting hit, so it made sense. And I'm glad.
And he tries to take the book back. I don't know if Zinhorn holds on to it.
Zinhorn thinks about it for a moment and then hands it back.
Well, maybe we can check things differently. This was very... I didn't even know I was cursed until Kosh was able to... I'm not sure how that happened either. Kosh was able to make me aware of it. They couldn't break it, but suddenly I knew it was there, and I knew the nature of it. So, Roshana, do you have any idea how Kosh could have done that?
She's kind of just been sort of sitting off by herself, like against the wall, like not really engaging with the conversation much. So I don't think she reacts right away.
Sarjana? Are you okay? I didn't hurt you, did I? I don't remember. I don't think you were part of this.
Um, she's got the mask down, but she does kind of look up and just says, I should have been able to tell before you used it.
I don't know if anybody could tell.
I should have been able to. She just kind of sets her chin back down on her knees.
He kind of cautiously approaches and awkwardly pats her on the shoulder. He's not all that social, but
It's okay. I was fooled too. When I'm supposed to be the smart one.
Definitely worthy of further study. That would be a great good.
She,
Maybe
yeah, she kind of, tilts her head a little bit and just says, I will be okay, but I need to think about this a little bit more.
Yeah, I've got a lot of thinking to do. Maybe we can compare notes? When you're ready.
Brennan, also kind of just steps over and says, thank you, Sorashana. We appreciate you letting us know that. And Yobert just will look to the rest of you and says, yes, it's definitely something we all work on as a group to try to be communicative of our feelings, even when what we need to communicate is that we're not sure what we're feeling.
that's a good philosophy.
Well, it's one learned through hard lessons.
Maybe I don't know. I guess I used to be a professor or whatever. I don't know. I don't know about these things, but maybe when we find them, we could all put efforts into understanding them and not just rely on Nedry or Sequential or Sorashana to figure it out. But if we all take time and work on them together, maybe it would be a little easier to make decisions about what to do with these things. Because I have a feeling this isn't going to be the last dangerous thing that we find.
Well, Brennan kind of says, well, I mean, you already found more than that one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that bag, that's really great, but it's also kind of dangerous. And it has a really dangerous thing in it right now.
Yeah,
What
we
else
need
have
to
you said?
figure out what to do about that thing.
Yeah. We need to find a way to question him. He knows things that we all want to know. But he's not going to give us anything until we're willing to give him something.
Yeah, he was pretty clear about that. And I got to say, the way that he ate really freaked me out.
He
That
said
was
something.
seriously unnatural.
He said something to me which I didn't really understand, but I might now. He said we were alike, and I didn't understand what that meant. But I wonder if he's cursed too. That would explain
Maybe.
a lot.
Maybe. Oh no, we'd have to let him out though. I was going to say maybe, after we rest from today, we could go back into the bag tomorrow and maybe try to, break curse on him, but we'd have to let him out because of the anti-magic barrier.
Yeah.
And it's such a gamble letting him out of there.
Sorashana suddenly lifts her head up again and says, anti-magic is just in the cages, right?
Right?
Yep.
And it still works. Does it work when the door is open?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah, because it worked on the alarm system.
And
She
the
immediately runs
skeletons.
to the stairwell and goes downstairs.
Maybe
Hope
she
she's
has
not
an
going to try to
idea.
get into the bag.
You have the bag. Where did you put it? You had it last.
Oh, it's in the lab. I didn't pick it up.
Oh, because you were the last one in there.
Yeah, I might still be attuned to it.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
I might be able to find out what else is in the bag too. I hadn't really thought of that. It
Hmm.
was all weird and kind of.
It might be
dreamlike.
useful to know who that set of bones belong to.
Yeah.
We could pull that skeleton out of the other thing and speak with Dead.
And we can reset the alarm system. I should be able to tell it not to attack friends.
I think Trina maybe volunteers. Well, there was a bunch of pieces of it that we just put in the cage to deactivate them. Those might still work if we took them out again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like we should have, come up with a list of answers we want from that creature,
Yeah.
and I guess a list of things we think it might want short of freedom, and see if we can parlay something.
Well, it certainly wanted food last time.
I have a weird thought. When you're cursed, does that count like magic? Is a curse the same as magic?
He
What
was
way?
in. Nedry was in the anti-magic
That's-
field when it activated.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm asking.
It didn't give any. Yeah, it didn't seem to care.
But that might be the power level of the item itself. It is a very old item and very powerful. Or the connection it
True.
has to whatever that other creature is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think
I'm wondering.
Yobert says, I think the curses vary widely, and there might be some that would be impacted by an anti-magic field. Some might be suppressed only while inside. Others theoretically could be cured, but I think it depends quite a bit on the nature of the curse, which can unfortunately vary quite a bit.
And not all curses necessarily are unlivable.
Brennan says, for example, like werewolves, right? Like that's the lycanthropy curse, and so if you had someone who was transformed into their werewolf form, and you put them in an anti-magic field, and they would revert to their human form, but they're still a werewolf. And so if they came back out, they could turn back, but it prevents them from being magically changed shape. So it doesn't like stop the curse, but it stops one of the things that the curse does.
Right.
So
So
it suppresses some of it.
And Yobert kind of gives a side eye to Brennan. It's like, where did you learn that? It's like, I read a book, so sue me.
I'm just thinking about the thing in the cage. Didn't you guys say that he was different before when you saw him?
Yes.
Yeah. they
So
look
maybe as he is now is his true form, and letting him out would allow him to change again.
That's my guess. Yes. Or just, change into something really small like a flea and then jump on one of us and we wouldn't even know that we carried them out.
Right.
Or cast some
Well, you
extra
could just-
planner travel and
Well,
And disappear.
but
teleport out.
there are ways to fix that. You tie his hands and bind his voice. He can't cast a spell. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. There are a lot of things that can actually cast spells inherently. That might be problematic.
What if there were like an anti-magic handcuffs or something that were like
Actually-
the cage, but they were just individual and he could be transported, but he still couldn't do magic?
I think the book has something like that. Yeah. How does that work? How does that spell work? I don't know. I can't do that spell yet. Okay, never mind.
Maybe in a few months you can do that stuff. Who knows?
It's going to require a lot of study.
But I mean, maybe that's something that we could look into so that we can
Hasn't,
take him out of the bag.
Yeah, I think if we take him out of the bag, he's either going to attack us or just, magic himself away.
Well, that's why I said if we had some kind of, transportable magic repression, like, anti-magic handcuffs or an anti-magic hat or
Mm-hmm.
something like
Well,
that
Those bands were pretty good, and Triner's pretty effective. I'll tell you that for sure.
Sorashana suddenly bursts back up into the room with like an armful of like scrolls and stuff, and she just like spreads one out on the floor, and you can see that it seems to be like a research journal, and she says, "This is something that I was researching when we were looking into Professor Tinthus and his his probabilistic incantations and the effectiveness of certain things. But like obviously that can involve some very powerful dangerous magics, and they have these." And she opens up a thing, and it has these sort of gauntlets on them, and she says it's sort of a limited. It's so hard to explain. It's very theoretical. I mean, it's not theoretical. I mean, it's for it's okay. What these do is allow you to interact with different kinds of magical fields without being affected by them. So if, for example, you wore one of these gauntlets, you could reach your hand into an anti-magic field and not be affected by it. But I think it could work like the other way. Like if, wait, no. And she's like starts paging through them again. And what she pulls together is that if you created kind of like a full suit that worked like the gauntlet and made the creature like wear it, it's not exactly an anti-magic field, but it would prevent interfacing with other types of magic. And she says, this is not a solution yet, but I feel like there's something here. What we need is a way to keep him from getting away. Right? That's what we need. What it would do is you could have him come out of the anti-magic field, and the suit would be tuned to suppress certain kinds of magic.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just being in a no magic field at all, you could tune it to only disable certain kinds of magic.
The bag also offers a bit of protection in that way. You can't teleport or extra planar travel within the bag.
Oh, I didn't
you couldn't
realize
just
that.
vanish.
Oh,
You could still turn into a large animal or
Sure,
small one, I
sure.
suppose. But
is the bag itself is like a little pocket dimension, right?
Okay.
yeah,
So you couldn't take another bag of holding inside it, or it would be chaos.
that would be bad.
Yeah. So we would have to know what kind of magic we would need to suppress before we created something like that. So we still need to know more about him. And we need to find a way that we can get some answers from him before we release him.
Well, we know he would normally talk telepathically to us, right? Because
Or
he said
can-
as much.
he can-
Right.
He might have another spell, kind of like what I can do. I mean, I can also speak in your mind, but that's different.
But you
Yeah,
can
um,
cast understand languages on him and he can speak to you that way.
Well, I can cast it for myself.
Right,
I
that's
can't
what I
cast it
mean.
for
Like
someone
you
else.
could understand what he's saying.
Yes. So could. Wait,
Carolina.
where's Carolina?
She had something that she needed to take care of.
Oh. I need to go use the message stone. I need to let her know that I'm not being held by the circlet anymore. It scared her a lot, I think.
I think you should give her some time.
How much time?
Just maybe a few days or just a little while. She'll be back.
I hate to have her thinking something went wrong.
Just as a meta note, obviously we can't have the full exchange here without, without Carolina's player here. But if we wanted to have Nedry reach out, we could essentially have that happen off screen, so to speak.
Yeah.
But but nonetheless, I think I don't want to step on the suggestion that Zaline is giving the advice that maybe not doing that right away.
It was hard for her to
It's
see
hard
this.
for me too.
It was hard for everybody. And scary. I told Sorshana yesterday something that I think that I should tell all of you. I don't know if I ever had friends before. And I know that I haven't known you all very long. But I already don't want something to happen that makes us not be friends anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want us to all go away from each other. I just got here. I like it here.
That's good.
It's really cool. And I am proud to be your friend.
Very happy that all of you are my friends. Imagine if it wasn't, you would have killed me. Easily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that whole thing with the shadows, that was really, really neat.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought maybe it would be helpful. And it wouldn't hurt you.
I was
So I
thinking
think-
about jumping off the side of the castle at that point. That would have really hurt.
I think freeing
I
the
would have
creature
caught
from
you
the
before you hit
cages-
the ground.
That
think
would have
so.
been interesting to see for sure.
I don't know if I would be able to stop the two of us
Yeah.
before we both hit the ground.
I have developed some levitation spells that I was ready to deploy if it came to it.
Oh, now I wish I really had jumped off. And then we could see how all these things work.
It's not too late. Just
And yeah,
dives
yes,
over
we
and side.
can.
Nedry,
Pinhorn,
no!
catch!
But
Up
I
to
think we
5
should.
falling creatures. Hey, I had learned Featherfall as well as
Just hope that sequential can count.
5, right?
Right.
5. How many of them? 5, right?
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't include me.
Except it's vocal and your mouth was full of breakfast and it's like,
Yeah.
All
Right now.
well, I guess Sequential's
Like that-
mouth wouldn't be full.
Yeah. I think releasing the creature from the cage and not from the bag, that's a pretty big concession, I think. that could be a significant trade for significant information. Or
And if
So-
Trent is holding on to
The
them,
stuff in the bag does first.
Well,
Yeah.
my question is, we were only able to leave the bag because Nedry attuned to it. Is that correct?
Oh, that's right. Yes, oh, yeah. No, of
Yeah,
course. Yes. So,
essentially, you
yes,
let
it's
us
a
out,
thing
yeah.
that I remembered the whole time. Yes. Well, so it's not. It is possible that there would have been a way, but that is how you did it before.
Okay, so that's my concern, is that there's another way to get out of the bag and he knows the other way to get out of the bag. So if we just let him wander around inside there, what's to stop him from finding his way out?
Well-
Especially if he can access magic. You know, who knows what he's capable of.
I think with Trina holding him and him being tied and ready with some of the other spells that we have, we should be able to hold him. And if he causes a fuss, we put him back in the cage. That's where he's going to live now. I can't see any reason until we know more about him to really let him go.
Right.
But a little freedom might be good for him to give a little freedom to his tongue.
yeah,
Maybe we should take him some food.
I don't understand how he's still alive. It might be a property of the bag itself, but that's why the other skeleton bothers me. If the other skeleton died from not eating, then why didn't he? And if he doesn't die from not eating, why did he die? How did he die? Did he break out of the cage and then the alarm system killed him and put him back in the cage? Or did something else kill him and put him in there?
Can anybody talk to the dead?
I can do that tomorrow, I think.
Well, do you have that? I think you do have that spell now. Now that you're 5, right? I think it's 3.
Let me check. I'm assuming that I haven't learned it for the day.
Speak with Dead is a 3rd level spell, so you should have it.
Right. I
Well,
only
or
have
you would
one
prepare-
that
you
I
would
can
need to
choose.
prepare it.
I have a whole bunch of them, but only one that I can choose.
Per day.
And right now it's remove curse. So tomorrow I could swap remove curse for speak with dead.
Okay. So what if we make a plan to go in there tomorrow and at least we'll take that other guy some food. Maybe Nedry can talk to him. We can sort out some questions we want to ask. And we can maybe ply him with food. And we can speak to this other corpse, find out what happened.
We'll want to be careful there, too. Another thought came to my mind. What if he's not actually dead? What if he's undead? And being inside the cage just sort of make him flop over. And when he's brought out of the cage, then he comes back to life. Well, unlife.
Well, yeah, I mean, you might want a cleric around for that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
But
Yeah.
if he's powerful enough to need to be stuck in that cage, then
yeah.
it's
But
going to be more
if we
than
just
a cleric.
if we take, say, just a femur out, see what happens.
His hand, just his foot, whatever.
The femur opens a little mouth and bites you, and now you have bonitis.
I think you want to take the head, if anything. It's easier to talk to, I think.
That's true.
Oh,
we
sure.
could just
I just
take
meant
the
as
head
a
out.
test. I just meant as a reanimation test.
Oh,
Well, we could just take the head out and talk to just the head and leave the rest of the body in there.
Sure.
We don't need the body. So what if we do that and, Nedry can recuperate from his terrible day and
I mean, it hurt a bit. It wasn't entirely terrible. It's just,
yeah, but I don't think many of us slept very well last night, so taking a day to kind of recuperate is probably a good idea.
yeah. Got a lot of things to write down.
All right.
So we can talk more about what we want to know, what we would think would be reasonable to ask.
There's also all those items that are in the bag. We haven't actually like gone through and figured out what all of those are, and I would like them far away from whatever that thing is that's in the bag now. Before
I mean,
we start,
Nedry can just pull the items straight out of the bag, right?
I should be
Yep.
able to, yeah.
you should be able to.
And we did that.
And
Well,
we pulled
except
everything.
I
Want to wear
I-
this cat locket?
I think
Head to the lab.
Yeah, I think you would still need to kind of know something that was in there in order to pull it out. But that's
There's
not
no
to say you
inventory
couldn't.
button?
I mean, certainly the things that you, yeah, no, there's not like a little list or something that says you need to buy more milk.
Nedry.
It's just like, but I mean, the things that you specifically noticed, you could probably get.
Can I have those keys? I like those. Reach into the
Yeah.
bag and get the keys. I have a
I
key
mean, I
fetish.
probably can.
Yeah.
I know you
I
like
mean-
keys. That's
I
true.
do like them.
I'd like
Yeah.
to ask you about that, but maybe another time.
Okay.
Well,
What, the
I'm going to suggest that even though it's a slightly shorter session, that we go ahead and bring it to a close for now, just because it seems like there's lots of sort of planning and thinking about what comes next for everybody. So, got some fun PvP in there that went on surprisingly long. I'm sorry I didn't let you. I'm sorry that I did not let you meld into the stone for 8 hours.
I mean, it was a last ditch effort that
I
I thought
know,
I'm never
yeah.
going to get a chance to use this. But holy crap, I'm face up against the stone. Let's go for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like, that's why I reacted the way I did, was just because I had literally forgotten that you could do that, and it was just like, oh my God. Yes, so in any case, though, thankfully, Nedry's curse is broken. What comes next? Where has Carolina gone? Well, we'll have to find out next week as we continue our adventure on so many levels.
So many
So many
levels.
levels.
Levels.